Welcome back, guys. Okay, after the last episode and before the live stream that I did last night, I got all of these lines running and added in a couple of lines to handle the distribution of food and goods. But I've color coded the lines to try and make things a little bit more understandable. And I'm going to take you through it, and I'm going to bring you up to speed with where we are now. So where are we now? So I added the distribution lines in before the live stream, and then during the live stream I did a bit of an optimization on the vehicles, just getting the right number of vehicles for each line, but I'll talk to you about that in a second. We are just about to hit $1 billion. Oh yeah. Our company score is up to 62, and it actually gives you a breakdown and tells you what you get the points for. So, for example, we get 19 points for having more than 5 ships. So, yeah. 8 points for having transported at least 100,000 units of cargo. 9 for having transported at least 100,000 passengers. So, my God, we're moving some stuff around. And I love all the statistics that it gives you. The total length of your tracks, how much of it is electrified, the passengers that you've transported, the cargo that you've transported, the number of lines you've got. So we've got 78 lines now. I can't believe that. That's crazy. We've got 231 road vehicles. We've got 24 trams, 33 trains, almost 100 ships, 99 ships. And our assets are now worth more than $1 billion. Wow. But for some reason, our value, the company value, is shown at 0. So I've managed to break it. I don't know why that's showing 0. It should be like over $1 billion. But hey, here's what it is. Right. So that brings us up to speed on the big picture. Let's have a quick look at the lines and the line profitability. So we sort this by balance. Where are we losing money? Well, this grain line, which is over there, that's actually pretty much breaking even, and like our biggest loss is 100,000, but that's kind of bouncing up and down. It depends when it delivers. Everything else is pretty much okay. There's a few little losses on some of the passenger boats, which is not too much of a surprise. Everything else is looking pretty good. So where are we making money? We are making money on a lot of things. Look how many lines are over $1 million, and we've got the fuel oil, which is our first lines that we put in. They're making 4.5 on the trains. The ships are making almost 4 million. Now this is one of the new lines. This is this blue line here, Cry Oil. Actually, it's actually the train line down on this island. I'll show you in a second. This thing's making 3.5 million. Wow. SF Crude making 2.5 million. So we're making lots of profits, and this is only gonna go up. Right, so how are we doing year on year? Because this has run on for I don't know, a few years. We're making 24 million, 29 million, 21 million. So we're making somewhere around 25 million a year, which is just staggering. Okay, so how's this all working? Let's take a little look. So the green line, this is the route that the coal takes. So we've got 2 coal mines, and that just gets shipped by train down to the port, and then it's picked up by boat and taken over to this island. This is where we're making the goods. So we've got a steel mill and a goods factory. So the steel mill needs the coal, and it also needs iron ore. And these 2 orange lines are shipping iron ore in from this iron mine and this iron mine over here. So that gets shipped in. So we've got iron and coal. That goes to the steel mill. That gets turned into steel. And then the steel gets shipped by a few little trucks down here from the steel mill to the goods factory. Okay, and that gives us half of what we need, because we need steel and we need plastic to make goods. Now this line, I think this was the only line that I didn't optimize. So let me show you how you go about optimizing a line like this. So let's grab the line. And this during the live stream, I was asked to name this the Three Stooges because we've got 3 trucks on here, which we've named Larry, Curly, and Mo. But we actually need a couple more trucks on here because our transfer rate is 261. So we can transfer roughly 261 units between this steel mill and this goods factory. But if we look at this steel mill, the maximum production rate is 400. So what we actually want to do is get the transfer rate on this truck line up to 400 so that we can move everything that's created from the steel mill to the goods factory. So let's do that. What do we want? We want the line. We want to go to manage vehicles, and we want to add a couple of vehicles. So we'll clone Larry and Mo. So the idea is to get this up to 400. So we'll clone those. Boom, and that should straight away tell us what the new rate is. And now our rate is over 400. So that means we can move everything from the steel mill to the goods factory. Hooray! Okay, so we've got steel going to the goods factory. We need to get plastic there as well. Well, the plastic travels on the blue line. So we've got 2 oil wells, one there, one there. The oil is transferred, the crude oil from those oil wells is transferred via train to this oil refinery, turned into refined oil, taken back on the same train down to the port, shipped all the way over here to this chemical plant where it's turned into plastic. The refined oil is turned into plastic. And then that plastic is shipped over to this harbour. So now we've got plastic and steel in the goods factory. So the goods factory can produce goods. Hooray! And then the goods get shipped on this red line over to Alderbeest Central. Okay, so the goods end up there. We'll talk about the distribution in a second because we're going to do something with that. The grain is being produced by this farm here, and we've got 2 train lines shipping the grain into this harbour. The grain gets taken along this shipping lane up to Sorota East and gets taken to the food processing plant. We've also got 2 more farms over here, Sorota Farm and Sorota Farm 3. They're connected to this port, and that's shipping into Sorota North, going to the food processing plant. So each of these farms produces 200 grain. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 grain makes 1 food. So we've got 800 grain being shipped in there, and the maximum production of this will be 400. So we need to make sure that, for example, the ships that are taking the grain in from here need to have at least a capacity of 400 units, because this is producing 200, this is producing 200. So if we look at this line, which is down here, we can see this is at 437. So as long as it's over 400, that's great. So let's pop that back down there somewhere and reorder these. There we go. Hooray. Okay, so that's all of our grain being shipped into here. That's turned into food and then shipped back on this line. So this is a very profitable line because we're shipping grain one way, food the other way. The food goes back to Alderbeest Central and then is shipped on this line, this red line, back over to Penguin North. Oh, this is something that changed on the live stream. Lucifer, Shadow Lucifer, this island here was named Lucifer, or this town was named Lucifer. And Shadow Lucifer asked me if I would convert this to Penguin Isle, because she really likes penguins. So this is now Penguin Isle. So this blue line used to be Cry Dead Lucy. It's now Cry Dead Penguin. So there you go. And I've done all the name changes, so everything now reflects Penguin. Okay, so we've got goods being created here, shipped over here, distributed over here, and we've got food being created over here, shipped over here, and distributed over here. So when the food gets to here, the coal or the iron ships can carry the food back to Crytown, and then let's now we're done with that. Let's talk distribution. So let's get rid of all of these lines, and we'll talk distribution for a second. So The food gets shipped to Crytown, and then we have a truck line here, and you can see the food. 49 food, and that gives us a warning. This is overloaded, so we don't have enough trucks on this line to move everything into Crytown. Crytown is currently getting 70% of what it wants, which is giving us a 70% growth boost. Look at this. We're now getting 80% growth. Awesome. But we need some more trucks on here because we're not dealing with the amount that's coming in. So let's go. Cry food. We're currently shipping 100 in there, which I would have thought would probably be enough, but apparently it's not. Now there's two ways we can approach this. We could either expand this this platform so that we can store more goods on there to give our trucks time to move the to move the food into town, or we could add more trucks. And I think probably we should do a combination of both. So what we'll do is we'll grab cargo, we'll extend this, and I've already extended it once, but I'm going to extend it again. So we'll pop one on there, and we'll pop one on there. Hooray. Okay. Once that's fully expanded, there we go. So now we've got enough room to hold more than 50. But we're going to put another truck on here as well, I think. Got one more truck? Yeah, one more truck, I think. So let's go to Manage Vehicles, and we'll just clone one of these trucks. There we go. And that should have taken us up from around about 100 capacity to around 125, I would have thought. Let's have a look. And in fact, there you go, 124. Peachy. So hopefully that extra truck will keep that food moving. Okay, so that's the food going to Crytown. The food is also taken across to Dedalot. So we've got, let's see, how does the food get over to Dedalot? Dead food. Here we go. We've got a dedicated shipping lane, or shipping line, which ships over to this harbour. Now, if we look at the coverage of the town from this harbour, and then we compare that with, let's have a look, if I get roads and buildings. Okay, so now you can see the buildings that require food are all covered by the harbour, so we don't need to put in a specific truck line, and everything's getting shipped out. So that's awesome. And the dead food line's got capacity to ship 200 food in here, and Dedalot's requirement at the moment is only like 93, so we've got plenty of extra capacity there. And that is receiving 100% of what it needs, and we've got a growth in Dedalot of 140. Awesome. Okay, so that's the food distribution. It's going to Dedalot and it's going to Crytown. Let's go have a look at the goods distribution. So when the goods arrive at this port, we have a Marty goods shipping line. So the goods are shipped, and we've got a capacity of 268, which is more than enough. Goods get shipped up to Martyville Halt. Then we've got a truck station here, Marty Goods. And Marty Goods ships it in to a drop-off point, which is, I think... Oh, it's here. This is the... is that... Yes, that's the... Is that the drop-off point? Yes. Marty Goods. There we go. So it's dropped off there. And if we take a look at the town, you can see this is where the goods need to be, and that's pretty much in the center, and that gives us, like, if I put this like over here, you can see you get very big coverage with these drop-off points. So that's the goods, but that's the only goods distribution that we've got. It's being sent to Martyville, nowhere else. If we go back to the goods factory, the goods factory only has distribution to Martyville. Okay, so that means, if we look at the overview, that we're not leveling up because there isn't enough demand for the product. We're not shipping enough. We're everything that we're making, we're transporting 100%, but we're just not shipping enough. So what we need to do is create more demand. So what we're going to do is ship goods into Al the Beast. Now Al the Beast, it's only got 10% growth. If we can get some goods in here, we can make Al the Beast grow, and that increases the demand for goods. So This will be very good if we can get it shipped in there. So how are we going to get the goods from this port? So the goods are shipped into this port. How are we going to get from this port over to Al Beast? Well, we already have a train line here. Now this is shipping grain, which, you know, doesn't really help us too much, because on the grain train we're using these gondolas which carry grain, but they won't carry goods. For goods we need boxcars. So I think, how about if we have another train line going into Al the Beast? Now, we need to look at Al the Beast and see where this stuff needs to be. Let's have a look at the layout of the town. Okay, so goods need to go to the commercial area, and this is the commercial area over here. This is the industry. This is the green is the residential. So it's a little bit problematic. Now I could just put in a truck line, and I'm looking at this now and thinking, I think a train line might be a little bit overkill at the moment. Now once we start shipping in fuel as well, then it might be worth putting in a train line. But I think for now, just a truck line would do the job. So now while we're on the subject of roads, because we're going to hook this up, we look at Al the Beast. Al the Beast has 0 destinations, so it's not linked to other towns, but actually it is. Sorry, it's got 0. It's got 0 destinations for public transport, but it's got 138 destinations for private transport, and that's because we've got this road connection in here, which connects us to Sorota. But Sorota is not connected to any other town. It's not connected, for example, to Kirkpatrick. Right, so we could actually increase the growth potentially of Al the Beast just by adding in a road connection between Sorota and Kirkpatrick, and that would help Sorota grow as well, because at the moment Sorota only has 146 destinations by private transport. So let's put in a road connection. This road hooking up into there like that, and then we'll have another road that maybe goes off and hooks up to there like that. There we go. Awesome. So now that we've connected that, we should see this number go up. So let's set it off running. Oh, we're going to hit $1 billion, I would imagine, fairly quickly. So what are we at? 147, 993. Oh, 99. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna keep me waiting. 149. Now it takes a little while for people to figure out the new routes and whatever. But it is gonna start to tick up. 153. And the same will be happening over in Al the Beast. So let's get rid of you. Let's go and have a look at Al the Beast. 138. Hopefully this is going to go up, and if we can get this up to maybe 20 or 30%, that would be awesome. Now, just by adding in that one connection between Sorota and Kirkpatrick, it gives people access to the entire road network over here. Now, Kirkpatrick is connected to Corpse Hatch, it's connected to... Oh, it's not connected to Barton. Oh, okay. So we can actually improve things by putting in a connection over to Barton. There we go. Okay, so that's another connection. So now, hopefully, this should go up even more. Would be nice. Now, let me see, is there a road connection between Al the Beast and Martyville? And I don't think there is. We've got this road that comes out here, and then it stops at that point. We don't have a road connection through to Al the Beast. What I was thinking, because it's kind of difficult to get a road through here, because we're occupied with the dock and the railway and everything, and there kind of isn't room to have a road in here. I probably should have left room to have a road running. Or I could have a road going around the coast this way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we've got that road going out there. Let's have this road going out this way. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a connection to Martyville. And we're past $1 billion. Hooray! There was much rejoicing. Okay, we're starting to go up a little bit. We'll have to keep an eye on that. You know what? I might just tuck that down there in the corner, and we can maybe keep an eye on that while we're doing other things. Okay, so that's some road stuff to try and get things going. We've still got to get these goods in here, haven't we? So I think what we're going to need to do is put in a truck route. Okay, so we've got our truck stop in there. Let's get rid. Now, somebody did point out to me, and thank you for pointing out to me, that in the options, go into settings. Now, where is this? I'm guessing. Is it in here? Oh, here we go. Notifications. Yeah, see, now he said you can turn off the 3D animations and just have text. I've only got it set to text. So, but it's still giving me the 3D animations. I can't turn them off. I want to be able to turn those off completely because right now I don't care about the condition of vehicles. Okay. So, what are we up to? 156. Come on, go up. Go up. It does take time for these to figure out the new destinations and whatever. Okay, what was I doing? I was putting in, we want a drop-off point in Al East. So, where are we going to put off our drop-off point? We're going to put our drop-off point over here where all the commercial is. Now, you can see we've got some commercial down here. And I'm going to train the town a bit. So we want the commercial over this side. So I'm going to put this in probably on this street here would be good. And then we're going to do a little bit of training. So let's go into here. So because the RCI, the residential, commercial and industry, likes to grow next to buildings of the same type, what we're going to do is, so these residential buildings, we want these residential buildings growing over here. So I'm going to just demolish these residential buildings because we don't want them over here. Get rid of these. And we'll get rid of those as well. We don't want you there. Okay, now the commercial we want to be growing over this side. So I'm going to get rid of any commercial buildings that are over here. Get rid of those. Get rid of that one. Get rid of those there. Encroaching on the residential area. No, don't grow there. We'll take these buildings out. Okay. Now, to encourage it to grow over in this area rather than to grow back into this area, I'm going to demolish a few more of these buildings. Get rid of those there. And you can see now it's probably going to start to expand over here. But if it comes back over this way, you see, in this block, because there are already commercial buildings, it's saying, oh, I can build some stuff here. So it's a good idea to just take out all the buildings of a particular type in a block. So here, because there are already buildings here, it'll probably fill in this area. But we're starting to move some of the buildings over here. That's great. Okay, while that's growing, let's get some trucks put in. Now we need a truck station. Where are we going to put our truck station? I think we'll put our truck station like somewhere on the outskirts of town. And this could actually do with a bit of a smooth along there. Alright, cool. Okay, truck station. What do we want? Well, I say truck station. Depot. Truck depot. What I should call it. So I think we'll just put it somewhere over here. Let's line you up a bit better with the road. And I'll pop you in there. And again, a little bit of smoothing around the building. There we go, looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to want a line, aren't I? Yes, I am. So, new line. This is going to be carrying the goods from our truck station up to our drop-off point there. Now that's a fair distance. We want to have a capacity to ship probably what? We should probably set it up for somewhere between like 150, 200. I'm probably going to err on the side of more rather than less. Right now, we only need, what, like maybe 100 in here? Less. Well, right now, we only need like 44. But as soon as we start shipping stuff in, this is going to grow quite a lot. So 150, somewhere between 150 and 200 would be good. So we'll go to the depot and we'll throw on here, what do we want? Buy vehicles. We'll use these top hauling trucks. We can't use these because they don't carry goods. So the top hauling truck, and we'll buy, I'm thinking probably maybe 8. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm actually thinking probably more like 10 if I want to get up to like 200. But let's see. Set them on line 1. Where's line 1? Line 1. We'll rename this. Let's go to the line manager. Line 1. This should be RF Road Freight, and this is going to be Al the Beast goods. There we go. Cool. So RF Al the Beast goods. Cool. So what's our frequency on this line? Where did I put the truck stop? I put it on this little triangle here, didn't I? Yeah. So, see, our rate is only 80, which that's not good enough because this is a fairly long route. So we're going to need more vehicles than I thought. So manage vehicles. I'm just going to double that up. That'll get us up to about 160-ish. So clone all vehicles. Yes. Boom. All right, sweet. So what does that get us up to? That gets us up to a rate of, oh, there you go, 200. That is just about perfect. Now, what that means is that at the moment, we're going to be making a bit of a loss on this because obviously we don't have 200 to ship up there. But as the town grows and demands more, hopefully that line will become nice and profitable. So let's see. We're not shipping anything in there. That's going to take a little bit of time. Because what has to happen now is the goods factory has to recognize that it has a new consumer, which it has. That will now start putting stuff on there destined for Al the Beast, but obviously it's got to get shipped over here. We can take a look at the port and see, is anything getting put onto Al the Goods yet? Sorry, Al Goods yet? No. It might happen. Let's see, where's the next goods ship coming in? You're not carrying any goods. That's the Marty Goods line. It'll be one of these. Here we go. You're bringing in some goods. Are you? That's a grain. So yeah, this is the one we want to watch. Go away, autosave. We want to see this. Will we see any of these goods getting put onto the RF Al Goods line? I am loving these ports, and I am loving all the ships sailing around. It's so nice. Having played Transport Fever for so long and never really been able to have like good shipping lines. Okay, so any of that go on? No, no. That's all going to go to Marty. But eventually it'll figure it out and it'll move. It'll start moving goods to there. Okay, before we finish, there's a couple of things, well, there's at least one thing I want to do. So, let's go over to Guggets. So, do you remember, a few episodes ago, if we go to the, not the town statistics, I want the station statistics. Oh, so Mo, Larry, we're going to get Curly any second. We had a problem with this place on LB Gug 2, Christa Prudny Boulevard, and I put in an extra line, and that problem has come back. Well, I want to take a more holistic approach to this. See, yeah, there's Curly. Right, thank you. Right, we want to take a more holistic approach to this. If we take a look at the bus stops that we've got in this place, we've got loads and loads of bus stops, and we've also got 3 lines. Let's bring this up so that we can see the lines. In fact, let me bring up the specific GUG lines. So let's sort this. And we want LB GUG 1, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now the town has grown up, and these lines are bringing in a lot of people. They are actually making a profit if we look. LB GUG 1, 2, and 3. Each line is making like a half decent profit. Not too bad at all. But I think I want to replace this whole network and get rid of these problems that we've got with passengers backing up by replacing all of this. I want to rip out all the bus stops, all the routes, get rid of all the vehicles, and I want to put in a tram network. And the way I'm thinking of having the tram network set up, let's go to roads, let's go to streets, let's go to adding tram lines. So we've got the bus station down here. What I'm thinking is to have a tram line that goes around the city like this. Okay, so I had a change of heart, and I thought, you know, instead of going for a loop, let's stick with the 3 lines, GUG 1, 2, and 3, and we'll have them as 3 just straight up and down routes rather than loops. I mean, generally speaking, the end-to-end routes work better than loops. So I thought we'd give this a try. So I just managed to fit our tram terminal in down here. So let's put some trams on here and see how we do. So what do we want? We're going to go, I think we're going to modernize. We're going to modernize Gugits. It's going to be our modern city. So we'll go with these Moscow Fs, which are 22 miles an hour. They're electric. So we'll be interested to see what the emissions are like with these. They carry 24 people though, which is a lot. Now that's a big upgrade from the kilometers. They only carry like 12 people. So yeah, we'll see how this does. Emissions are 72 compared with 79 on the kilometers. So the emissions are a bit lower. All right, let's do this. So let's go with, what do we think? Like, that's a good point. I'm thinking like just a couple on 2 and let's see which one's which. Yeah, a couple on 2 and 3, and maybe 3 on the extra one because it's got an extra couple of stops. Yeah, let's try that. So we want 5 vehicles. So we want 2, 4, 7. We want 7 in total, don't we? So 7. Yes, please. Yeah, buy them. Okay, so we've got 7 trams. We will put the first 2 are going to go onto Gugits 3. The next 2 are going to go onto Gugits 2, and then the rest go onto Gugits 1. All right. Well, let's have a little look, shall we? So, let's crank this up. Here come our new trams. Oh, and they pull into the station. Oh, look at the floods of people who've been waiting for buses. So we're probably going to have loads of people at the station now. Look, we've got 72 people want to go from Honkelbrift to Gugits. Awesome. Okay, well, the trams are out. The trams are out and running. And look, we're getting lots of people. So the question is, how many people are we going to have? And look at this. We've already got like 29 people waiting here for a tram. And what was the capacity? 24. And look, the thing's already full. So no, you know what? We're going to need more trams than that. Let's put an extra tram on each. Oh, I love this. Let's put an extra tram on each line. So let's go, what did I say, 3. Buy those trams, and we'll put 1 onto line 1, and 1 onto line 2, and the rest can go onto line 3. the rest. That's another one. How are we doing? Oh, look at this. Don't you just love to see trams running around full, dropping off big loads of passengers? Look, flood of people coming in. Haha, beautiful. All right, so let's have a look now. Have we got rid of the big queues yet? No, still got a lot of people waiting. 52 people waiting here. Okay, and this tram's already full coming back. So you're going to pick up 2 people out of there. We might need more trams, but we've got to give it a little bit of time. So the next tram coming down. Okay, this one's coming down empty. Now let's see how many people are you going to pick up. Okay, you're going to pick up 4. And then this is the next stop. So you're going to pick up 20 people from here. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. So now we've got 36 waiting. 38. It's going up. Here comes the next tram. You know what? Let's put that down there and let's watch the next tram coming in. Great. So we've only got 5 people on board. Perfect. So you're going to come down. You're going to pick up 20 of those people. We're down to 24. Looks like this is working. And next tram coming down. 4 people again. I shouldn't have got rid of that, should I? Should keep that pin down there. Here we go. So you're going to pick up 20 people. So that then leaves us with only 7 people waiting. Oh, it's ticking up again nicely. Next tram. 5 people again. 6. And 14 to pick up here. Okay, so we've eliminated the backlog of people. Awesome. And still got 21 people on board. Now, the issue is going to be the next tram that comes along. Is it going to have passengers to like keep it occupied now that we've got rid of that big backlog? Well, you've got 8 passengers already. And you're going to pick up another 4. So you're running half full. Now, half full will just make us a profit. The people are ticking up. Let's have a look at the next tram. We're 3 people. 7, 8, 13 people. Okay, so that looks like that's good. We could probably lose one of those trams, but I think I'm going to stick with it as it is. So let's have a look over here. How are you doing? Now we've got 6 people waiting there. So tram coming down here. Going to pick up 7 people. Then we've got another stop here with 4 people waiting. So we're up to 12. So we're running half full, so that's good. And then we've got another 1 waiting there. 13, over half full. All right, cool. 14 people, in fact. And we've got plenty of people waiting here, but not too many. You know what? That's all looking very good. You know what? Let's have a look. Oh, we got many people waiting there. Let's have a look. No, 3. It's fine. Okay, well, let's have a look at the profitability of those lines then. So what do we want? We want these are LTRs now. They were LBs. They're now LTRs. LTR GUG 1, LTR GUG 2, and LTR GUG 3. Now it's going to take a little while for them to settle down. But yeah, I'm thinking we've actually got like too many trams on here. Now that we've got through that backlog, we'll drop. Let's see, what's the emptiest tram? You know what? Let's sell you. To be honest, I'm thinking 2 trams is probably enough, but I'm still going to run with 3. We'll run this with 3. Oh, it's just about making a profit. And this one. Oh no, that's not it. It's this one. I'm thinking GUG 1 and 2 could probably run with just 2 trams and they'd be fine, judging by the numbers of people. But it's just the problem is these stops close to the station get filled up with a lot of people, and you need a lot of capacity just between there and there. So I'm going to leave it like that. And to be honest, as long as they're moving the people, I don't mind if these lines even make a loss, because they're moving people efficiently. onto the train line. And that's where we're going to make the money. And you can see we've got like 100 people waiting on the Alex train to come in. Is this the Alex train? Yep, there's the Alex train. And that is running full. And that's what we want. And of course, those people may well be going on to other places. So instead of having people standing around waiting at bus stops, they're onto the transport network, and then they're making all of our other lines profitable. So if we go over to, let's see, if we go down to Krechy, this is going to end up helping our ships, because it'll get more people moving through the network. Oh, just before we go, we should check on Al the Beast, shouldn't we? Have we made any progress? We were at like 147 destinations, and which was giving us plus 10%. Let's have a look, and we're now up to 200 destinations plus 20%. That helps us grow, and we're getting goods into Al the Beast, which is giving us plus 60% growth. So we're now demanding 75 goods. So it's all headed in the right direction. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I found it fascinating. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.